How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk to you today about how much money I've made over the last month on my YouTube channel with just under 50,000 subscribers. Now, this is not going to be a flex, or this isn't me trying to brag or anything like that. And honestly, I was considering not even doing this video because I've done them in the past. I really like doing them, but this is starting to get to be really big money. I mean, people in my life now watch these videos, whether it's family members or friends. After they learned that I did this full time, they started picking up on it and started watching it a little bit more. Now, it's a little bit different to put out a video like this when it is my full-time job and I'm making really good money. And I'll explain it again. I'll show you kind of where AdSense has come from, which is the ads that come in my videos. I'll show you where it started and where it is now. I'll walk you through pretty much each month of income. Now, over the last month, I'll give you a rough estimate. I'll give you the exact numbers on the ad side, but it's hard to even track for me how much I make overall, just because so much of it comes in at different times. So let's say I get 100,000 views today. I might not see some of that money come in from different affiliate programs for a month. So I'll do my best to explain how much I've actually gotten in revenue. Now, some of it, again, like what I've done just this last week, if I stopped YouTube right now, if I took off my account, I'd still be getting paid a couple weeks from now, maybe a month from now. So some of this is back looking a little bit longer. Some of it's like I'm just getting paid from a month ago. But I'll show you exactly how it's broken down, and I think it's going to surprise you. Before we get into it, if you don't mind, I know there will be some people that maybe are jealous. Maybe they think that, I don't know, maybe they'll give a little bit of hate. So if you guys don't mind just smashing the like button, I really appreciate that. I'm filming this about halfway through December because I'm building up some videos for around Christmas time so I can have some time off, because one thing that is different about my YouTube channel than a lot of others is I produce more content than just about anyone in the finance space, that is. So I make 3 to 5 videos a day. And the reason for that is because personally, first of all, I don't work anymore, a day job, but that offers up a lot of time where I can just spend a lot of time looking at the stock market or at finance. And I like it so much, and there's so many different things that I think are beneficial and things that people have questions on. I just really like making videos. I mean, I have a hard time not working a long day. Like when I am going to see my girlfriend, I'll take the night off maybe, but a lot of the time I'll come back. Like Sunday night this last week, I went from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock to her house, came back, got back at 10:30, did 3 to 4 hours worth of work before I went to bed, woke up 6 hours later, and now I'm going to put in another 10 to 15 hour day. I usually go at least 12 hours a day, up to 15 or 16 hours, just because this is what I do with all my free time, honestly. I have grown enough that there's always something for me to do, whether it's make a video, respond to comments, respond to Patreon members, respond to emails. There's always stuff for me to do, so it's been a learning curve, but I just really like it. So I am putting in 70-hour weeks, and usually I try to do that all during the week, so that way, or at least 65 hours during the week, maybe 5 on the weekend, so that way I have some time with my family and friends and girlfriend on the weekends. But it's been a process. So I just quit my job about a month ago, almost exactly, maybe 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago from the time of this recording. But I had a YouTube channel for a year and a half, maybe 2 years before this. I just got monetized about 6 months ago from the time of this recording, actually. But for a year and a half, I was not monetized at all. I was putting up videos and I got paid 0 cents. Now, since then, I've focused a lot more time. Even when I was working a full-time job, I was working 40 hours a week. I was also working a couple side jobs, a couple other businesses that I own that take anywhere between 5 and 15 hours a week. And I was still doing this for 10 to 30 hours a week. So my week was shot. I would get home from work at 7:30 and work till 1 a.m. Pretty much daily. Ate some dinner, but that was pretty much it. on my days off, I was doing this for 12, 14 hours a day. And I was doing a video a day even while working a full-time job and other jobs. So it's not come quick. But once I started to get monetized in June, it started to move up. So I made, I think, $15 the first day I was monetized. I was only monetized for part of the day, but then $27. And this was kind of amazing because I was making, at my old job, I made about $45,000 a year. So to get $30 in a day, that was pretty big. I mean, that's $10,000 a year, a little bit more than that. So that was basically a fourth of my salary. So then, it fluctuates back and forth. One thing that you learn is that you can get paid differently even for the same amount of views. So before you can even get monetized, you need 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. For me, that took a year and a half. For others, it takes a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a couple months, 5 months. It takes different amounts for everyone, but the amount that you get paid per 1,000 views changes too. So again, I'm going to walk you through the ads, but then I'll talk to you about some of the other stuff. This was an important day. So I made $82.37. This was the first time that I got close to triple digits in one day from YouTube. And I think maybe I did a double upload or something, but this was pretty big to see that I almost got paid what I did at work. I mean, again, I would get paid maybe $200 per shift at work, maybe a little bit more or less than that. I mean, I work 10-hour days. So $200 a day was about right on. So again, that though I could do every day of the week. Then you see it go down a little bit. It went back down to $26 a share. And I'll be honest, for a couple months, it stayed right around this amount. I was growing and I was learning and I was becoming better at what I was doing, but it still fluctuated a good amount between $60, $70 a day and $20. And at this point, I thought, okay, I don't really know if I can do this full time. I mean, I had been going for 2 months, just about 2 months, and I was still getting paid relatively the same. I mean, I got paid a little bit more overall, but it wasn't that significant. In the first month, I made just about $1,000. The second month, I made $2,000. So in July, I made about $2,000, but the majority of that extra money actually came from affiliates. So I made almost the same amount on YouTube ads, but I made a little bit more in affiliates. And then I went on vacation and I had videos planned out. I had everything pre-recorded and I started to get terrible views. I was making $7 a day, $8 a day. And that was pretty debilitating or pretty sad for me because I had planned out these videos that I thought would do really well. I thought now I can't ever go on vacation. I can never take a day off because my views will just sink. But then I came back and I made a video that I thought would do well. I got paid $91. So it made me feel a lot better just being able to get back in the groove. And then I hit my first $100 day here in August. Time goes on. I'm starting to get paid a little bit more. Now instead of $20 to $50 or so every day, now I was getting paid maybe $50 to $100 a day. Here I had a couple $100 days in a row. That was amazing. $91, $130, $143. Then it dipped back down, and it's kind of this never-ending up and down on YouTube. You get a good video, then you get a bad video, then you get a good video. Here I made almost $100 for 4 days in a row, then dips back down to $21, then $16, then best day ever, $220. This was really awesome because this is what I got paid in a 10-hour shift at my day job. Almost to a T, that was what I got paid within a few dollars. So to do that in one day was amazing. And I think some of these days that I had the major spikes were days I had off of work because we worked 4 10-hour shifts. So that was pretty awesome to see, okay, I can make the same amount if I don't work. And this is only ads. So when you consider a couple affiliates here and there, I might make another $50 to $100 off affiliates that day. Then I started to have some pretty good days. I had 130, 101, 218, 114, 385 in a day. And then it was really amazing because I made over $100 for about 2 weeks in a row, which was awesome. And you can see here, I'm getting paid about what I get at my day job every single day. And this is where I really started to consider taking off and not actually working, being able to work for myself, because right here I made a good amount of money. I think I probably made more this week than I did from my day job just in YouTube ads. Then I had a big day, $626. I've never made this much in my life in one day, at least where I produced all the value that day. I mean, maybe I work for a paycheck and then I get paid $1,000 or $2,000 or something. But to do this in one day was amazing. Then it dropped back off, it dropped down, and you can see it goes back and forth, but I was really excited to be able to make that much. Then I made over 352 days in a row, and I'll just continue through this a little bit faster. Right around here, I really made the decision that I was going to take off of my day job. So I put in my 2-week, I think right around here. So I think around the mid-October mark. And this is right after making a good amount. So I made a good amount the last month or so. And then right after that happened, I started to have a little bit of a lull. I started to have a pretty bad couple of weeks here. And again, relative. I mean, I still have a $300 day here, but then it stayed down where I was getting paid 30, 80, 60, 130. And it was not great, honestly, from where I thought it would be. But I took the foot off the pedal a little bit. Instead of producing 2 or 3 videos a day, I made maybe 1 a day because I realized that I needed to do everything that was outside of work. So I needed to set up an LLC. I needed to talk about insurance with the insurance guy. I needed to talk about investments and how to move them over from my previous job and all that kind of stuff. So I realized that I was going to be very stressed. I was feeling a lot of emotions in general, whether it was a good idea, whether I should be doing this, whether I should be saving for a home and just push through and get the home and then try to walk away. But then I had this lull, and once I stepped away from work, it didn't really help. Like the first week or 2 weeks was pretty low. I was getting maybe 20,000 views a day, probably a little bit less than that, because on a $100 day, I probably get about 10,000 views, maybe a little bit less. So it was kind of a lull, but then I started talking about specs. I had some videos that took off. I went up to $300, $400, $500, and then all of a sudden there's a massive spike. $728 a day. Best day ever. Then $767, then over $1,000. And I remember I was making, I think, 4 to 6 videos a day here. And it was every single video that I made was on a SPAC stock, or special purpose acquisition company stock. They're really big in the market right now if you don't know. But I started to make these videos and every single stock did well. And then more and more people were looking up those stocks. And they were going up 5 to 86% the day of or the day after I talked about it. So it wasn't like I was picking up on these companies as they were going up or right after they went up. Almost all of them I was picking out like a day before they went up drastically. So then I think it brought a lot of people to the channel. I grew. I gained, I think, 19,000 subscribers in a few weeks, like maybe a week and a half. I think I got almost 4,000 subscribers in one day. And then it dropped back down a little bit. Then it went back up. Had my best day ever at almost $1,250. Then it fell back down a little bit. And even the days that are down right now, I'm getting paid $300 a day. So this is almost where I take my foot off the pedal, and I'm still getting paid really well. Like just, what was that? Yesterday, I got paid, or just 2 days ago, I guess. So on a Saturday, I got paid $375. My videos were already pre-recorded from the week before. I'm making a lot of money. Now, again, I'm going to show you exactly what I made for the last month. I'll just go over the last 30 days. And then I'll tell you about kind of how much I'm making in addition to this, because a lot of money is made outside of YouTube ads. I made just over $17,000, so $17,359.66. Now, just looking over the lifetime of the channel, you can see maybe a little bit better how little I've gotten paid. These are all the days I've gotten paid compared to the channel. Now, I made a lot of videos this month, and that I think is accounting for how I'm making so much money, because I've made probably 90 videos, maybe 95 videos over the last month, but I don't think this this sacrifices the quality of the video for what I do because I don't like high production value. I mean, I want it to be smooth, but I don't really care if there are a bunch of special effects or anything like that. I think it's more important that I give good information in a timely manner. So this is over the lifetime of the channel, how much I've gotten paid. And you might see this last little bit here where it dips down, and that's because we're only halfway through the month, but I have not gotten paid less one month or the current month than I did the month before. So YouTube ads, you can see 743 through June, about 1,200 in July, 1,800 in August, 5,300 in September. This is where I really contemplated quitting. Then I did quit in October. I put in my 2 weeks. I made 6,000. Last month I made 11,400, and so far this month, not even halfway through the month. So this is only through December 12 actually, because today's the 14th. I didn't get paid for yesterday yet. So just through the 12th, I've gotten paid about $7,700. Now, if you multiply this out and figure out how much it is on a monthly basis, it is, what is that, about $20,000, just short of that. Now, a lot of this was in the last 22 days too. This is just over 2.5 weeks or so. I've gotten about 15,000. So from November 20 to December 11, so I guess that is about 3 weeks, I've gotten paid about $15,000. Now, outside of YouTube, there are ways to make money. One way that I use is sponsored videos. This pays the least amount out of all these different ways. And last month, I got paid just about $600. So I have a couple small affiliates. A lot of them were set. A lot of the deals were set a while ago. So I got a much lower rate than I would now. I am planning on doing 1 or 2 more. And I'll be honest, I've had companies reach out that wanted to pay me thousands of dollars, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2,000. I'm talking about more than that, closer to the 10,000 range than the $1,000 range. But they were on sponsored stocks. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that because I would do due diligence on the company. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie about how I feel about a company. That I would fully disclaim that I was talking about a stock that was sponsored. I was being paid for that video. Now, some other companies that I actually really like have reached out. I plan on doing videos with them. They are companies that I actually will use myself. Some I already use, and then some I'm going to put a significant amount of money in because I like what they're doing. But you'll hear more about that in the future, and they're going to pay more. So they'll pay less than those other companies, but more than I've gotten in the past. And there will be an affiliate component. The next way that I make money is from Patreon. This is where I tell people what stocks I'm buying and selling. I tell them about stocks I'm watching. Sometimes I give them access to videos ahead of time. And it's one of those things where at first, monetarily, it wasn't worth it because I was spending maybe half an hour a day or an hour a day. And I got paid maybe $2 a day doing it. So with 10 people, 15 people, it doesn't really make sense. But now I have over 1,000 people in it. I get paid really well from it. I don't know if I want to tell you the exact amount. It's more than I got paid at my old day job a month. So it's a really significant amount. And I'll tell you the overall amount in a second, what I got paid in the month. And then the last way is through affiliates. There are different things I talk about in my videos, like different investing apps. And I've gotten paid pretty highly from some of them. When you guys sign up for, let's say, WeBull, M1 Finance, Rakuten, all those, I do get paid. When you guys also get paid, you guys get some free stock and some free money in those a lot of the time too. So I do get paid from those. Over the last month, it was right around $12,000 or $13,000 worth. So again, just over the last month overall in YouTube, I got paid $17,285 or so. With my affiliates and everything else like that, it almost exactly doubles it. So it's right between $33,000 and $35,000 a month. Now, this is drastically increased. So first month overall, not just YouTube ads, but overall, I made about $1,000 when I was monetized. Then $2,000 the next month, $3,000 the next month, $10,000 the month after that, $10,000 the month after that. Now, about $30,000 to $35,000. So again, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I think I've always been interested in these videos. When Graham Stephan does it or Meet Kevin, I watch through to the end on everything. I like to see every single number. I like to see what they make and how much time they're spending. I break down how much they make per hour and all that kind of stuff. So I've always appreciated that. And even though it's uncomfortable a little bit for me to tell you this, I'm a very open person. So if people ask me this in my daily life, depending on who it is, there's a few exceptions to who I would say how much I'm making money to, but generally, if someone asks me, I'd tell them. So I wanted to tell you guys this because I feel like you ought to know. I plan on doing these in the future, but again, I just think it's amazing to see the scalability. If you're considering making a YouTube channel, I know some people will think that I'm privileged because I've been able to make this much, but I'm privileged for the ability to put the time in to do this, but it's not like I'm sitting around all day, or I was sitting around all day and I just had everything paid for and I didn't have to do anything all day and I just picked up a microphone and my channel blew up or anything like that. I was working really hard before this, and I've been studying finance for years. I've been consuming content. Like when you might watch Netflix 3 or 4 hours a night, I was watching finance videos. I was watching finance YouTube videos. I was listening to podcasts. And again, I'm not shooting shots at you specifically if you're watching this and thinking that's true. But I have done this for a while. I've been focusing on this for a while. I've put in hours and hours and hours. I've gone to bed at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I've had videos that didn't record, didn't upload, didn't work, got demonetized for this, that, or the other thing. It's been a long road. I've put in a lot of time, and up until the last 2 or 3 months, I was making barely anything per hour. Before that, I made a decent amount, maybe between $10 and $30 per hour for the couple months before that. And before that, I was 130 videos in before I got paid a penny. So I've worked a long time to get to this spot, but I'm still very lucky to be making as much as I am. I didn't think that I would be. Honestly, I just wanted to be able to make a little bit more than I did at my old job, and I'm getting close to getting paid what I did at my old job in 1 month. So I'm making 10 times as much as I did at my old job, which is surreal. But if you guys are considering doing this, I would suggest doing it. It's going to be a long road most likely for you, unless you have a lot of talent. For me, though, I don't have that much talent. I am just interested in finance, and I put in the hours, I put in the time, I put in the effort. I've collaborated or I've talked with a lot of other finance YouTubers to figure out what's working, what's not. So it's been a long road coming. It's been a lot of work, but I definitely think you should do it. I think that it can grow a lot faster than anything else you do, except maybe if you own your own business. This can be much more profitable and can be much more beneficial to you financially than probably anything else you can do. So definitely consider doing this if you haven't started already or if you're interested. But if you just are here to see how much I made, this is how much I made. Sorry, a little bit longer video here, but I think it is interesting. If you guys want to share it, you can share it to anyone that's interested. If you know like a kid that is looking at this, I've had people talk to me about how their kids want to do this now because they see that I've been able to step away from my day job. I know other high schoolers that have done this and aren't probably ever going to have a job working for anyone else because they've done so well at this. And I think this is definitely something that you can share, whether it's to someone that is just trying to get out of a rut or someone that's trying to make some extra income or someone that likes finance or someone in your life that you feel could get some benefit from this. So thank you guys so much. I know that I've shown you exactly what I make, but if you do want to get some free stocks through WeBull, I don't know what their bonus is going to be by the time you click on this, but if you deposit $100, you can get some free stocks. Also, if you want to sign up with Rakuten, you can save some extra money. I believe you get $25. Again, it might change, but you get $25 for signing up and then making a purchase. It's just an online browser extension, so you can click it and it will pop up that you can save like 10%, and it will just give you cash back from the website. It will send you a check every 3 months. You can sign up using the link below. If you want to check out my second channel, it's down below too. And if you want to sign up for my Patreon to see exactly when I'm buying and selling stocks and join over 1,000 other investors, you can definitely check that out down below too. Thank you for leaving the like. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.